go.
Just the two of us.
We can make it if we try. It's just the two of us. But we got to bring in Margot Rolland.
You and I.
I'm Dan Watson.
I'm Paul Sloggett. Welcome to the Dirt.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a cracking episode for you tonight. And we are going to bring us straight in all the way from Française, the wonderful Margot Rolland. Let's get her in here and we shall have a chat with her. So,
good evening.
Good evening.
Hello.
Thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you so much for the invitation.
If you're viewing this on Tinternet afterwards on the YouTube, we've got a slight issue with sound and audio from one device. We've got two devices running for Margot there, and yeah, we've got the audio from the computer and the visual from the phone. There's not a fourth person in tonight's episode apart from the cat.
Yeah, brilliant.
So Margot, again, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. We've met you before in the LA Loire Atlantique episode with Mel and numerous other French riders then. I think were you away on holiday, on snowboarding holiday?
Kind of. It was just like an announcement of the government, just like we had to work at home. So I decided to go work at home of others on a snowboard trip, and we had mountainboard in it in the middle of the week. And that was just huge, it was a hazard, completely hazard, that we all met in Lyon. And so we were able to do this episode with all the other.
Yeah, it was quite a nice surprise, really, because Mel obviously kept it quite quiet as to who was there. And
we've also met you in the flesh now as well.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have. Bugs boarding at the championships this summer.
Yes.
And you've been back again since, have you not? Hey, look, fully fledged team rider shirt there.
Yes.
Oh,
My new favorite one.
You wait till HXC and LA find out that you're now sporting.
I have all the other sweats. Today I wear a t-shirt from LA and a sweatshirt from HXC, just like I can choose.
Perfect. So yeah, we'd like it if you were to share with us and the community who aren't familiar with you a little bit about yourself. You're our second full lady episode. We had Lisa McLennan on before, and obviously you've met her now at the champs. But yeah, it's always nice to take a trip to the other side and see mountain boarding from a European's point of view and also from a lady's point of view, and get where you've been and where you're going to with mountain boarding. So yeah, for the viewers and those listening, whereabouts in France are you from, Margot?
I'm from the southwest of France, where all the British guys go to surf on the coast, on the Atlantic coast. So there's no slope at all. It's only sand dune everywhere. And so I discovered mountainboard next to Bordeaux, so in the southwest in HXC. So it's the oldest association of mountainboard in France. It's currently running since maybe 2003 or something like that. So it's really old, and I discovered the sport in 2008. I was 13, by the way. Now I'm 26. And I just discovered it as an activity for kids on Saturdays, and we enjoy it. So we came with an organization just to get some practice in mountain board, and after we make some holiday trip there with the association. And after I went to Payol because we were used to go to Bordeaux every time, and we decided to make a bigger trip to Payol. And at this moment, Payol was holding by Diego Anderson.
Yeah.
A lot of people in mountain board know this absolutely legend man.
Yes. And, yeah. Well, El Presidente for a while
yes,
there. And,
yes. Yeah. And so I think at this moment I was 15, and Diego had the Thinkless Ride More shop. Mm-hmm. And so I asked him advice to buy my first board. And after this moment, I just keep riding till I start university. Yes, I have one too.
I literally was wearing this yesterday.
I don't know where it is on the. Oh, here.
Yes. No, it's such a good advertising slogan.
Yes, and that's so great. So, and so from this moment, I stopped, as a lot of kids we had in school in Mountainboard coming to university. And after 2 years, I just came back to Bordeaux, and they were organizing the French championship. At this moment, I was already 18, so able to drive myself, and I helped them organize the event. And I was obligated by them to take part to the event. And I just ride back at this moment because I just stopped riding. I wasn't able to do quite anything, but I just restart mountain board at this moment. It was in 2015, and I never stopped since, doing all the championship in France. Not for the win and not for the competition, because I'm not competitive at all, but just only to be able to follow the guys and go with them and ride everywhere, travel also. A year after, they bring me to Serbia for my first international competition. I almost think I'm gonna die.
Neither of us have ridden there. Neither of us have ridden Serbia, and it is a dream to go and ride there at some point in the future. But it is incredibly intimidating.
For the ladies, the main discussion was in how many power slides do you do the race. Just like I was around 8 or 7 on my best day. 7 power slides to go to the top, to the bottom, and I just keep riding and went to every competition with the team of Bordeaux. And after I stopped studying. I had all my degrees and everything, and I went to a lot of places in France, moving for work. And so last winter, I was almost close to Compiègne. So I ride with the guy of Compiègne all the year. This summer, I'm close to LA. So I'm riding with the LA guys. During my study, I was close to Toulouse at the moment where there were a park there. So I was riding there too. So I had the opportunity to ride almost everywhere except Monistrol. I've never been there. It was already closed when I start back Mountainboard.
Yeah.
So how many actual centres are there currently running in France?
For the moment, there is only 3, but there is one in rebuild. There is the one of Bordeaux, who is currently working with a school, Mountainboard school for kids. There is the one of LA. You heard a lot about it because Maël is a really community manager and do a lot of stuff and is incredible for that. There is also Compiègne. Those 3 parks have a Mountainboard school with kids involved. And after, there were a park in Arzano in Brittany. Is the park where the guys came for the border cross in 2019. But is in protected area, so you couldn't have any tools or mechanical engines to
you can only use your hands to.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they had to rebuild all the structures came to the point they died, so they had to rebuild the quarter pipe and a lot of stuff, and it was so much work that and the COVID about this, then they lose a lot of kids. But now the guys just buy land. They were 7 motivated to buy a land, and they buy the land for 7 of us. And so they will build a new park in the land.
Yes.
It will be half wood, half camp. And we are pushing them to build it for next year to organize the freestyle championship there. Just like they will be able to have all the setup for the year after, and they will be able to train. And the main rider there is Antoine Gambier.
Yeah.
It's really his team who is gonna build this. So it's in Brittany. It's 2 hours from LA, and it's in a very nice place.
Yeah.
So during all the video, I would try to sell you the French parks and go to see them. And for example, if you go to Antoine place, you can have surf with him on Brittany too. There is a lot of stuff you can do there also.
You've got it far easier in the UK these days than you would have done back in the 2000s, because there's only bugs now.
Yes.
But had you have been, in 2005 or 2006, you'd have had about 7 or 8 different mountain board centers.
That's true, but the main difference is that everything in France is from association. So the aim is to not get money back, and so you are just giving your time, and that's it. And so you get some sponsorship from the town, from the department, if it's a national championship, you get also.
I think the Maoris of the towns in France work a little differently to our councils in the UK, unfortunately, because there is obviously opportunities available, but it's not. It doesn't quite work exactly the same, which is very unfortunate for mountain boarding.
To open an association, you must be 3, and at the moment you are 3. Just like the town have a budget, and it give budget to all the association in the town, depending in how many people are involved in it or what can it bring to the town. And for a lot of the city where there is mountain board inside, it's a great opportunity for all the kids to try a new something's changing from soccer or other classical sports.
Yeah.
So it's quite good, and the park are great. So they host a lot of events that bring a lot of people to these small towns with nothing's happened anytime. So it's the mayor after that are really close to the one in the association, and they feel it's really great.
So when let's skip back a bit, back to your story. You know, you said that you came from quite a flat area of France. I mean, it kind of sounds like Brice-de-Nice here with the surfing in Nantes, with no surf. But are you, your hometown, what did your friends, and if you were 13 and you went and done an activity with your friends or your school and or you know, young youth group, what did any of your other friends at the time, did they continue on with mountain boarding?
In fact, we had when I was 13, there were people till 17 involved in this activity, and I continue doing mountain board with them, with this structure till my 17th. So I bring people with me till this moment. So there is a large community of young of my age that from my town that know mountain board, are able to practice a bit and like the activity, but I think they didn't fell in love with mountain board as I fell in love with the sport.
So, and what was it in mountain boarding then that made you fall in love with it? Had you tried skateboarding and surfing or anything like that before?
It was my first board sport. I never ride anything before. I was only riding horse before. So different activity, but it's just like you challenge yourself, you push your limits. You can go hard, or you can just go to enjoy, and you are in the nature. You can fall on the mud. I don't know, it's just like, and the spirit of the people inside. I think the spirit of the people inside is really what's bring me from the point that I like this sport and I like to practice it. Just like I want that to be the biggest part of my life. I mean, all my friends, my best friends are from mountain board. And the one that are not from mountain board, like the girls I have from horseboarding, just I think every one of her just had me behind the horse in free drawing. Yes.
Yeah.
And everything is thinking that it's a funny activity. So
I mean, so in the UK, I believe it's known as horseboarding. Do you still participate in horseboarding?
I had to go the week before with Florian. We went girls who raised horse asked us to come to make a demo, and so we traveled in France to make a demo. We were asked by another staff to do shows in horseboarding competition. Some points at the in horse riding I will never be able to get. Riding horse, I was able to enter it. Riding a mountain board, just like okay.
Because I didn't know until we had Aidan Beamish was on here a few episodes back, and he does a lot of horseboarding, and I didn't realize quite how big it was in Europe, like in Holland. Yeah,
it's super big. You can have you have really full event of this. For us in France, it's only for fun, just like okay, let's go and have a ride. The first time we had a ride, it was, I got a photo of it here. It's just pure hazard. Nothing was prepared. Just like smile.
Like my more MTV t-shirt. Yeah.
That's a photo on the beach.
That's a
next
sweet
to
photo.
It's a cracking photo, that is.
And it was for like an event for girls riding on June, and so there were a competition about photos, and I didn't have so much photos, so he just said, okay, I will show it for you. And that's one of the winner photo with my sister riding free during.
Oh, nice. So your sister is the jockey, and you are on the back. Does your sister?
No, it's my sister on the back. My sister is the second biggest French rider because she's the second this year.
Right.
And we have 8 years of difference, so she's 18, and she's really sportive, really competitive, and I push her on the sports when
on downhill.
On mountain board, yes.
A normal mountain board. Well,
yes,
I did not know this. This is how out of touch we are. So you're 26, she's 18.
Yes.
And so I'm assuming she must have been watching you her whole life. Or like from...
In fact, it's worse than that, because she was following me the whole life. I have her with me every time, just like I was quite older enough to be able to assume small kids with me on mountain bike trip, so I just bring her with me every time it was in France, and just she had the huge opportunity to be able to do whatever I was dreaming of and doing when I was an adult, but as a kid.
Yeah.
So it's really great for her. But I will see this year, because she entered university the moment when I stopped mountain board because of all the work you have. But she still feels the pleasure of riding and wants to ride, even if it will be more complicated. And
so I mean, you said that that you're not very, you're not a competitive person, but even non-competitive people get a little bit of sibling rivalry going on. Do you enjoy, right now she's gotten older and isn't the the little one following you around, I'm assuming that you just have great fun when you do ride socially, but did you get to race each other this year at the French Champs?
Yes, we had to race each other, and 2 or 3 years ago, before, as she was really competitive and me not, I just let her win, because when she was
That's
30,
nice of you, Margot. I do that with my little brother. I let him win stuff as well.
In fact, the reason is when she was 13, she fell on mountain board and break her back.
Right.
So she had a course stay for 2 years. So as a kid, doing a lot of sport, it was really hard for her. And so she almost gave up with mountain board. So I just used competition to give her the taste again of the sport. And so we were
back in.
Yeah, exactly. And for example, for the border cross, we were just like going down, and we were just like crashing.
Yeah.
Let her go first, and after doing the race together, just like we don't care. And so I have a lot of silver medal because of this. But it works. Just like at the end, she's still on the sport.
Yeah.
And that's a great point. And 3 years ago, she just told me, okay, now I know I'm older enough to know that you let me win every time. It's like, now when I win, I want to win because you try it hard. And I was just like, oh no, we have to do it hard now. And so now I'm quite obligated to compete
It's all right, Margot. If you can still let her win, we won't tell her. We won't tell her.
No, I'm trying, so I need to go. Just like, but this year it works. Not all the year it's not working, because in Polycross we are almost the same, and as I'm still scared, just like I can hurt her practicing mountainboard, because in Bodycross it's you can touch, you can make fall the others. I think it's the only person I will never want to make her fall. The other, I don't care. Just like, okay, I was there. I'm also in that sorry to fall, and that's it. No, my sister.
Yeah, exactly. There's always, yeah, you need to look after your family. You need to look after your family.
And in freestyle, we have two different styles, so it's really different. She's a skater, by the way, so she go high on the quarter pipe, just like to make rocks and everything. And I'm more with spines, and so
yeah. So if your sister had you to sort of look up to while she was learning, who did you have any? Were there any inspiring female riders for you on the French scene when you were sort of coming up through the ranks, or was that not bothered for you? Or, you know, I'm assuming that when you were competing when you were younger, that there must have been a ladies field, a ladies class.
In fact, before I start competition, I didn't even get interested by the competition. I was quite interested by some DVD I buy on Think Less Ride More website.
What DVD?
It's called I Ride. It's a great one about the story of mountainboard in France, and it's a super one with a great edit video. It was, well, my first one, so I think
if it's on YouTube now, please send us the link to it and we'll put it on here.
I don't think it's on YouTube, but I need to ask some guys. They will have a lot of link of a movie.
Right.
It's like another one, make a movie called J'irai rider chez vous, just like I will go to ride on home. And there is quite good mountainboard movies.
We need to see these, Dan.
We do need to see these. We do need to see these. And who were the featured riders back then? Can you, like, were there any particular standout things that you remember from those videos that, like,
it was only about French mountainboard. A lot of footage, and after interviews of Diego or Mika.
Nico Maldonado or Mika?
Mika Gramont.
So he coughed just at the wrong.
Mika Gramont, just like the one who.
Yeah, Michael. Sorry.
Yeah.
Mika Gramont. Yeah.
Yeah, the one who is holding IMA right now.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it was the first. The thing that I saw and the people I trained with that made me discover the sport, who are now my friends and coach still. And yes, at this moment, I didn't know any female riders, but in fact there were female riders on the group of young we were. It's like it doesn't make any difference for us. And yes, after that, my only goal was to be able to follow the guys and not going too slow, and they have to wait me, and that's it.
I tell you what, Margot, you have fully achieved all of those goals, because you freaking ripped down that bugs this year, and through some great shapes on the freestyle as well. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You did real good. And Lisa, I mean, She's a freak of nature, that girl. She is incredibly quick. Like she'll give everyone a run for her money, no matter who you are. So well done for getting in the gates with her, because
thank you. I think I just before I wasn't able to ride a lot. It's been a long time. I've been riding for almost 13 years now. So when I tell anyone for this this amount of time, it's a lot. But I think it's only 2 years that I'm able to ride once a month.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I feel really better because now I'm not scared of everything like before. I feel more confident, and I know that it's now that I can make the biggest progress. Just like I'm not too old. I'm still enough stupid to try new stuff. And
still young enough to take the bumps of learning as well.
Yeah, yes, that's it. Just like when you get older, you didn't want to hurt yourself. You are more thinking about it, and now I'm managed to be stupid enough, so that's okay.
So you're stupid with skills.
Yeah, stupid is a big skill. Just like when people yeah, stupid. Sometimes stupid is a superpower because you don't care about a lot of stuff, and you're just like, okay. And everyone think I'm stupid, so they will not ask me for anything, and I will be free to do whatever I want.
Welcome to Slog's world. This is exactly how my manning partner here works.
For that reason, you are.
He's actually very clever. He just plays it down.
But the cleverest are the ones who you think they are more stupid. But like this, he makes you run the podcast. So
exactly.
I'm not that bright to do a double switch on you. Not at all. I am still a tech type.
He is. Yeah. To be fair, you don't get looks like his and intelligence in one package.
It wouldn't be fair on everyone else, would it?
No. So how come, what motivated you to come to the UK this summer for the championships over here? Because you had the French championships the week or two before, hadn't you? And a load of English people came over to ride LA and then Compiègne. And then no sooner had they come back, you guys were over here. It was like what was it? A French exchange trip, like from school, where you go and stay at somebody else's house.
But I think it was, it's referred to the point I said before. It was a bit like stupidity, just like they proposed and we say, okay, why not? Let's go. And didn't even think, just like at the moment, just like Hasmael told me that he was going, I was okay, I know someone, so I can go. I looked for a ferry and it wasn't quite expensive, so I buy it and that's it. Just like, okay, I'm going. I was just like, okay, I'm going, but wait, do you think about this, because our country are a lot different. Just like I had to cross a sea with the car, I have to drive on the left, I have to change money, I have to change all the stuff for electricity. Just like, whoa, it was really complicated. But as I was stupid enough to buy it without thinking of all these points, and it was amazing, just like perfect. And a week before, Pierre was okay, I want to make the trip. Okay, so I'm leaving on this day and I come back on this one. Okay, let's go. And he joined. And it was really also about his stupidity ability to say, okay, let's go. and that's it. We went, and it was incredible. And so next year I want to return, and I think I need to return with some kids in from France. They just like they will be able to discover going abroad for mountainboard,
Yeah.
speaking English. At the moment, they are still able to speak to learn English at school, because French are awful with foreign language. And but after it's opened so much gates, so
It really does. And hey, let me let you in a secret if you haven't heard already. The UK junior champion, Lewis Sams, is hoping to come to France next year.
I know I already planned some stuff for him. I know exactly, just like I already know the date of holidays of kids in Brittany and the date of holiday of kids in France and all the stuff, just like I have my small on the mind.
Perfect. Who is you know, who are the juniors to be watching from France at the moment? Can you remember any of them from the championships this year?
Yes, well, the biggest junior riding in France with the greatest level wasn't in Compiègne this year. He was on LA during the trip of the British guy. He's called Axel. He's, I think, not 17 yet.
Yeah.
But last year he just sent a double backflip on the dirt in
Right.
Ashifte setup. Just like he's amazing for his age. So I would like to bring him. He have a friend in Bordeaux called Dylan. It's a small Nicky Gears.
Right. He's got some style then.
Yes, he don't have the biggest tricks yet, but it will come, and it will be, yeah, it's also a great spirit, and it's 16, so you have everything to grow.
Yeah.
These are the two main character for the junior, the young one. In Compiègne, they have also a young called Alex, who can be really great. He had a lot of style. There is some great guys everywhere, and
that's really positive that the sport in France has got some fresh blood coming through, some youngsters.
Yes, but for example, I think the school of Bordeaux, it's running for almost 10 years, and there is only 2 guys in 10 years with around between 6 and 10 kids per year that just have a great opportunities in mountainboard and will continue whatever happens in their life. So the ratio is not so great between the one you bring into the sport to discover it and use it and practice it, and the one you will keep and make the sport grow. It's like it's a bit disappointing at this point. And for the ladies, it's the same. Just like there is a lot of ladies trying mountainboard, doing mountainboard, and practicing it, but how many will stay after?
It is the easiest of board sports to be able to ride. You know, like if you put a beginner on a skateboard, they're not going to be able to do as much in a short amount of time as mountain boarding. Same for surfing, same for snowboarding. You know, it doesn't matter. But I think because people see it as, you know, outside and over rocks or dirt, that it's going to hurt more than any of the other ones. I don't quite get the logic. I don't understand why it doesn't.
Know, maybe it's also because it's not known from the biggest public, because every time you cross someone, it's just like, oh, what is it? A mountain board. It's like a snow but with wheels. Just like, okay, it's a all-terrain skateboard. Okay, it's like people didn't know it, even if they were huge communication, just like advertising of cars in England with board.
I mean, I'm sure at some point it'll get to the stage where people are being wanted for adverts for creams, like for itch creams, or it'll be an advert for cars and things like that. But we're not quite there just yet, and I don't know why. 30 years it's been going now, and
no,
it's I find it crackers. I find it crackers. I've forgotten where I was going with that now, but it doesn't matter. I don't suppose it's really relevant anyway. Not much that comes out of my mouth is particularly relevant. But I tell you what, going back to this summer, it was great getting to know you a little bit, and great getting to see you enjoy yourself so much. We had, well, we all had great fun of the evening, that's for sure. And it has to be said, you were a lady on a mission for a little while there with your marker pens, getting around everybody for the temporary glasses.
Oh, they were brilliant.
In fact, it was only for you, because in France, I always try to escape those temporary glasses, because or you get it from the beginning of the party and you have quite a correct style with it, or you wait and you hope to not get glasses, and when they just grab you, they are completely drunk, and so they draw so bad glasses that I'm always trying to escape them. But in England, it was the opposite. Just like we start doing temporary glasses with Maël, but it was such a huge work to do, because everyone wants temporary glasses.
It was creating a monster.
You had a queue at one time, people lining up to have them done.
Yeah, whatever you want. Just like I had a queue, just like to draw temporary glasses. I was just like,
Yeah, I think.
The left just asked, did you take photo? No, we had too much work.
Everyone was right. I mean, to be fair, that night was carnage. It was an incredibly good fun. Very,
yeah, it was a good party.
Very fun. And yet, so thank you on behalf of the community for coming across and giving that extra slice of joy, because you know we had the great music supplied by Ricky and that on the ones and twos and his crew there, and the boys chatting the bars with the drum and bass. But not only that, it's like it's and my wife's birthday, although she wasn't there, but the fancy dress and then the glasses on top. It was just a really good party. I thought
it was a massive party, just like so cool.
Yeah. Hey, the bags of wine got finished off pretty quick though.
No, there were still some bags of wine, but
was there?
Raining outside, no one came to get wine and stay under the tents. But after drawing all those glasses, I was still able to drink some wine.
Quite thirsty, putting glasses on people.
But I thank you so much, because it preserved me a bit. Just like I had too much work to draw glasses, that I didn't get too drunk too early, and so I was bad afterwards.
Well, I tell you what, next year, Margot, I'll give you a hand. We'll both get drawing, and then we can take it in turns. You can have
Just like
10 minutes off. I'll
I
have 10
draw the
minutes off.
left side, you draw the right side, or some stuff like
It's opposite ones.
Yeah.
Just two completely different designs on each side. I'll be using Sharpie marker permanent markers, just so you know.
Well, we start with it in France because the temporary glasses, if I can just told you the story when it began. It was in 2016. We were doing the open gate of Bordeaux Park, HXA, and it was raining. Just like awful weather. It was in June, but awful weather. We had to put stuff to walk in the grass because there were just this amount of water everywhere. It was mud, and we had a fridge and nothing to do on the party, so we just start to draw on the fridge and to say, okay, I need to pass these tricks on the year, these tricks on the year. Okay, so Antoine, what tricks? Okay, Margot, what tricks? Okay, and till the moment there were no space on the fridge anymore, and so we start to draw on people. We start temporary glasses at this moment, just like, oh, what should we draw? Glasses. Okay, let's go. And they start to draw glasses at this moment, but it was with a permanent marker. And the day after, Maëlle and Isa were there, and they went to taste wine in Saint-Emilion, really close to the park. But it's also one of the biggest area for wine in France, just like one of the more expensive one. And they went with the temporary glasses you cannot remove because it was permanent on the wine, just like, and we feel like it was so funny that they start doing it every parties. And they now have a page in Facebook called lunetteéphémères.com. It's in French, just like temporaryglasses.com. Yeah. And you can have all the album of any parties when they were drawing temporary glasses. And so you can follow the next trend, the new models coming, that go with the glasses, because every time you need to convince someone, just like, for example, you can draw some glasses like this and you get 20% of discount of everything, or the Jams one, or there is so much. It's like you can have the one with and you can breathe underwater.
Yeah, scuba diver stuff.
Yeah,
there are some absolutely great ones on there. It's one of the easiest likes on Facebook, I've got to say. It's so good. But well, I do hope that they return this summer or next summer at the championships. They should be a permanent feature at every Mountainboard event, every Mountainboard party.
But each time you have French involved in it, you have temporary glasses somewhere.
Yeah. So looking forward into the future, you have given us a little taster by saying that you're hoping to come back over to the UK next year. Do you have any other plans for next year? I mean, the World Championships are coming to France with Compiègne, and what is the name of the downhill event?
It's will be on Super
Super-Messe. Okay. I'm hoping and assuming that you will be present for both of those.
Yes, I will be. So next season we are talking about going to Bugs and bringing some other people with us in the end of spring, maybe around May or June. We want to do the World Championship for sure, and maybe 1 weekend before go to LA to train and just chill with everyone. and after I personally want to go back to the UK Championship because it was a great fun.
Did you manage to get to Cleve whilst you were in the UK?
No, it was my bugsboarding was my second time on UK, and before I just went to London to visit, not to.
Well, next time you're at bugsboarding,
we'll take you to Cleve.
We'll go to Cleve Hill because it's only 20 minutes away, and it is incredible.
If you're driving, that's okay for me.
There you go. Too easy. Yeah, God, man, there's so many good spots around bugsboarding. Randwick Woods isn't too far away. Birdlip, there's that area of the UK just seems to have a bright gradient on its hillsides. Yeah. The way that the land was formed, it just seems perfect for mountain boarding.
That's super nice.
So and yeah, I think there's we've got a couple of questions come in from the community. I've got to try and remember now. One from Emlyn, and there was another one as well. Slogger, have you got a 10 set?
Yes, I certainly have. Should we do the 10 set before the
you
question?
Do the 10 set while I dig up these.
We're mixing it right up. Right, I've got a 10 set for you. Don't think about it too much.
Okay.
Answer as quick as you can, sort of thing. Don't put too much thought into it. Reg or goof?
Goof.
Board across or free ride? Board across or freestyle?
I'm better on board across, but I need to push myself on freestyle, and I'm able to do it from 1 year ago. And so I have huge progress, and I'm able to do this huge progress in freestyle. So both. Yeah,
your freestyle is not too shabby at all. You put on a good show at the British Comp. Favorite board across track?
Slovenia.
So which one's that?
It's Slovenia in Kranj.
Yeah, Slovenia. Right, cool. Favorite centre? Oh, go on.
Sorry?
Favorite centre?
I will say home, just like Ashik said. You need to, there is less image of it, but you need to visit it. It's really, really, really nice. And that's great. And just like to be sure, a lot of British riders have the opportunity to get access to all the information to go to any center in France. I will send you, just make a document where there is the 3 center actually able in France, and how much does it take to go from this ferry to the center, and how much it costs, and what are all the information, what are the things you can do around the center also, and a lot of useful the contact, the local rider, and all the stuff. So I will just send it to you, and you will have the goal to just spread it to everyone.
Perfect, because there's definite talk about next year coming over to see you guys.
Yes.
We've had a few discussions on that.
A lot of people, they will just try to make the trip for Compiègne if they never went to France. And I think that's really an easy trip for you. It's the easiest because it's really close to the coastline where there's all the ferry and everything. So you will have all the information in it, and also everyone can just send me a message on Facebook, and just I will reply to give every information I want, I can, or anything.
No, I think for us, or for you, Slogs, LA, I don't think is very far away from you, because you live in Plymouth, and Plymouth goes ferry to Roscoff.
Yeah, there's a ferry that
And
leaves.
I think you're only probably about less than 2 hours.
I think it's from Roscoff to LA. It's yes, 2 hours.
Yeah.
2 hour and a half maybe, but you have no fee to drive on the highway also.
Uh-huh.
So it's quite a good opportunity.
And
Sounds
they
good.
do overnight ferries. So you could do overnight ferry.
You can do
Be
it.
off the ferry in the morning, 2.5 hours be there, ride for the day, and come back on the night ferry again.
Go every Saturday.
Yeah, do it every Saturday.
If you have something on Friday, yes, obviously it would be on Saturday.
Yeah.
Favorite trick to do?
I would love to go back to Slovenia.
That track looks so beautiful in all the videos that I've seen.
Yes.
Through the trees there. It looks a very special place.
The track is amazing. Just like you can go super fast and super hard in it, or you just can go easily, and it's safe, and you can have a great fun just racing the fourth in it. I love Slovenia. It's really nice, and the people are really nice too. And yeah, that's great, but not for freestyle. The freestyle is really hard there. And but yes, Slovenia, it's a beautiful trip.
What's your favorite freestyle trick to do?
I will say the 360 because I need to push myself to do one.
Hey, I've seen the footage of you doing it on the foam pit.
Yes.
You're there. You're
Yes.
there. You can do it.
Yes, I tried, but this summer it was one of my goals, and it didn't pass yet. So
Yeah, summer's not over.
No, that's not over at all. Just like I need to train more. But before that, I never trained to jump on the jump, or to make ollie, or to do a lot of stuff. Just like I'm really burning the step. So now I just, as I have the opportunity to ride more often, I just make the step, and I will be able to do the 360 really soon. I think so.
I think you need to go and visit Antoine and have a go on his airbag.
There is one airbag in LA, and there is also one airbag in Bordeaux. So in Bordeaux, I think it's almost 3 years they have it now.
Is that long?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my goodness! I thought Antoine only got his, because I know Antoine Gambier has one as well. Does
Yes.
That is his one though, is that?
Yes, the one for the park they are building with the 7 orders.
Right. Okay, got you now.
Yeah, so there is quite some airbags now in France. So, but foam pits are quite good, because airbags sometimes it can be really hard. I don't like to fail so much on it. But
tell that to Matt Brind. He's smashed his jaw on that on one before, hasn't he?
Right, favorite freestyle trick to watch someone else do?
Cork or rodeo. Yes.
Yeah, I like that answer. They do look very nice. Right, favorite rider to ride with?
To ride with. I would say Florian Lanten. It's one of my greatest friends, and is just so nice because he will always push myself to ride more. And even if he has a great level up than me, we just share a lot of good vibe riding, and I'm able to do better 180 than him on the front and on switch. So yeah, with Florian to ride. We went to Wani. We went to a lot of places together.
I'd like. Wani is another place that I would really love to visit. It's been around. It's been around so long. It's almost. It's like not worthy of a visit, but I kind of feel like it's one of those iconic places. Do you know?
Yes, I know, because I went quite a lot of time. I had the luck of being alone on the north of France to work and nothing to do on weekends. So I just passed weekend with Jeroen on Wani, and that was nice. Just like the place is so peaceful, and you can ride a lot on the day. That's nice. But Wani definitely needs some more great rider to push the spot, because now it's only used as a ski resort. In fact, for discovering mountainboard and practicing, it's just like it's an activity, but it's not so much a sport now. So that's a big. That's a bit just like. Opposite of happy.
Unhappy?
Sad.
Sad.
So, yeah, it's a bit sad to see this bike without a great freestyler on it or stuff like that.
Yeah, that is a shame. I mean, I suppose it's trying to build a community, isn't it?
Yes.
That's the long and hard part about mountain boarding. All the great places to ride all have a community that works together for the greater good, and that includes people, that includes riders, the families of the children who come along, and like you say with the associations there, getting help from the local town with funding and so on, and organization. It all helps build these.
I don't know how it's working in Belgium, because Wani is close to the border, but it's Belgium, so it's also a different.
Another different system.
Yes, but it's only 3 hours from Compiègne. So when you go to Compiègne next year, you are completely able to go to Wani also.
That's a tick off the list, then, Dan.
I say that, but just make your way.
Yeah, thank you, Margot. Thank you. This
on the starter pack that you're going to do for everyone.
Yeah. Put it in the information sheet.
Yes. No, Wani is super great.
Right. Last question. Favorite rider to watch? Who do you look up to in the sport? Who blows you away?
It's complicated because everyone brings something different. Just like you can watch lots of people riding and it will be really different. Just like, for example, Matt and Eamon. If you look to both riders, it's totally different. But I think one of the guys that more impressed me, because I saw him a lot when I started competing, is Nicky Gears, because he went a lot in France and doing small events with us, and so it was the first big tricks I was able to watch.
Yeah.
And so yeah, this guy is really impressive.
And he's a super nice guy as well.
Yes. So I think I would say Nicky, but the list is so big And I think everyone gets a small part of it, because I like this rider doing this, I like this rider doing this.
Yeah.
But well, if I had to choose one, it's yeah, it would be Nicky, because I spend more time riding in the same competition as him.
Perfect.
Good shout, that one. I like that.
Can you repeat
That's
that?
it.
Slogs' 10 set.
Have
Done.
you got the readers' wives there?
I have got some readers right. So the first question, and I'm going to apologize if we have already covered any of this in our own questioning and conversation. But Maëlle from LA has asked, where will you take your mountain board license this year?
I'm sorry, Maëlle, but I already take it on Bordeaux, and I will stay in Bordeaux, but I will pay for the participation of LA for sure.
Let me put another option to you. I happen to know that Slogs is now part of the ATBA UK and will be helping out with the instructor and you know, membership side of that on the down low. Maybe you should come to the UK and get a license as overhead as well.
But it's a French license, so just like to be insured and everything. So I can have a British license and a French license. That's okay. But I cannot have both license in France.
Oh, you can only have one in France.
Yeah, in France you can only have one. But this number of license is really important for the club you're joining in, because depending of the number you are in it, you will receive and have more weight when you ask something. So it's really important for us, just like to keep the riders and the license. So when
you know, well, hey, do you have to live in? Can the UK contingent, when we come over next year, can we not just sign a load of paperwork and become registered on your associations over there?
Yeah, you can be registered. In fact, the license is only paper to say to the federation that you are doing sport on this club. And so the main objective is to insure people in case they fell or anything, to protect themselves, and also to get your result count on the French championship. That's it. After that, there's no so much effect about the license for the one who practice.
Well, there you go. Let's boost your numbers when the riders come over next year. Get the paperwork sorted. We'll all sign it. And you can boost all your associations with loads of numbers from us and get a load more help from the Maori.
Only 25 euros for the year.
There you go.
So that's not so bad.
I'll sign myself up for LA or Compiègne when we go over there next year.
Okay, so Maëlle, you lost me as a license, but you get the Dirt Podcast.
Yeah. There's a sweet deal there for you, Mal.
Yes.
So our other question comes in from Emlyn. In fact, and Emlyn has two questions for you. So the first question is, what is the single best mountain board moment this year? Party, trick, new friend. What was your standout mountain board moment? And we go to answer that, and then we go to the second one as a second question.
Okay. I think the whole weekend in Bugs Boiling was such an amazing moment. I was just smiling all the weekend and having fun all the weekend. But I think when I was able to push myself during the Dragon Rail,
Mm-hmm.
top of hill, I was feeling okay. Okay, that's good.
It's I was going to say it's a tricky rail, that one.
Not a little rail, that one, isn't it?
It just whips up.
And so, yes, that was one of the highlights of my season, I think.
Perfect.
Like that.
His second question was, and you'll either like this or you won't. Please, can we hear your best British accent? So in your best British accent, say, I can't wait to come back to Bugsport. No, in fact, in your best British accent, say, I love the Dirt podcast.
I love the Dirt podcast, and I want to come back to Bugspotting next year.
Yeah.
Very good.
Great.
Perfect.
Because still have my French accent, independent of how much I talk in English.
Well, I tell you what, your English speaking has been absolutely spot on tonight. Is there anything that we haven't covered that we don't know about to have asked you that we should be talking about with you, Margot? Or is there anything that you want to talk about that we haven't covered at all?
No, well, told you about the paper I prepare for boosting you, the British people, to come to France and have access to all the information. We also talk about all the Mountainboard centers and the way they've developed Mountainboard. So I think it was, yes, the most the point I wanted to talk the most, like to grow the next generation of Mountainboard. And so, yeah, that's it for me.
Oh, I hope we do get another generation of mountain boarders coming in. We got to keep pushing. That's all we can do is keep pushing and hoping.
Yes.
And keep the faith, as John Bon Jovi would say.
Points is just like I have my boy next to me with.
Oh yes, show us your ride. Show us your ride.
It's a really specific setup because no one is riding like me. Just like.
Yeah, is that a platypus?
It's a Venom board deck.
Yeah.
With F5 bendings, but not the heel strap. The one I've got are really soft.
Uh-huh.
And after it's flame trucks.
Very nice.
And this one are so great because first the guy who make it is so great, and they are just solid, and you don't have small pieces, you don't have to look for anything, just like it's going and that's it. And so
what is it still like is it a spring or a block in those trucks?
No, it's yeah, it's kind of a block here inside. So you can change it, and you only have to tick this zone so it can be harder or
so
very cool.
And it's almost the same weight as a Matrix Pro 2, the one before. I
shall be inspecting that very closely next time I see you, Margot.
And yeah, and that's a super solid board. A lot of people are laughing of me because it's really solid, but when you ride it, it's super comfortable. I love it so much, and Venom makes your own design on it. So
yeah, like I say, that I've wanted a Gears platypus for a long time, but it hasn't happened yet. But maybe that'll be one of my aims for 2023, to get me.
You can have a Gears, for example, and you can also ask to have your own design on it.
Right.
So they draw whatever you want. They can put the Dirt podcast on it, and I just asked for a whiteboard with bright color on it, and that's it. And they send me this absolute amazing piece.
Where are they made?
They are made in Canary Island in Spain.
Right, that's it. What time's it in Spain now, I wonder? Have you
You
got his
put an
phone
order in
number?
now?
Yeah, I need to phone him right now if I can get a dirt podcast board.
I will send you the contacts to get in with this man, and he's doing everything. And in Bordeaux, we are one of the only association in France that are riding a lot of this type of board. Because Greg, the president of the association, have great relation with Yvon, the one who is making the Venom board.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were kind of trying new stuff, new stands, and great.
And where can we get hold of the flame trucks?
And flame trucks, it's they have a website called the Flame Mountainboard, and they have two type of flame trucks. The tubular one, like I asked for a color, and they just try multiple colors, just like choose your one. I was just like, oh, the second one, okay, I make it for you. And they are quite cheap also. It's 120 euros per trucks for this tubular one, so it's quite good price. And they have a new model. I don't know what it is right now. I never tried it, and so that's quite cool. And if you want to get in touch with them, you just have to ask Jomo on Facebook or Instagram or anything, and he would just answer for the flame company. So.
I think I can see it's my birthday next month. I can see some little bits of bling coming my way, maybe.
It's like I can see all the links.
Look, if there's I think that just about ties it up for tonight, unless like saying if there was anything else. On behalf of the Dirt and the community that listens to these podcasts and watches them on YouTube, Margot, we can't thank you enough for your time. You know, it's not, we've got nothing to give you as such other than our thanks, and we do that for you taking the time out of your schedule.
But that's super nice. Thank you so much for the invitation. Just like a lot of time I say, where will stop the mess around me? Just like I win some medals. Now you ask me for my podcast. I'm just like, hey, I'm no one, but that's cool.
Hey, it's not, we're not all about the medals or the winners. We aren't those people. Do you know what I mean? We got a couple of medals here and there. We're not those people. But we are both involved in the community, and
yes.
The people that put into the community stand out because of their input, not because of the medals, you know, or the results.
I think community is really, really impressive and so good, and there is so much great people on it. It's like I love it so much being part of the Mountainboard family.
Yeah,
it's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, no matter where you go in the world, you'll always be looked after by
yes.
It's really...
if you ask for going mountain with someone that already ride a mountain board, you will immediately get super well received and have great fun always.
Yeah.
Right then, ladies and gentlemen, this has been The Dirt.